Hi, in this video we will go over a tutorial that will show us the fundamentals of how to connect to your data in Tableau desktop. So by now you should all have already received and installed Tableau 10.1 on your computers, whether it is on a Mac or a PC. And this license actually will last for a year. And in these tutorials you will have actually a very good grasp of how to use Tableau. So we will go through a series of tutorials videos, and let's start with the first one that will actually get us started with data, and then we will get into more details later on in later videos. So today I would encourage you that to follow along with me. You should have already received all the files also that we are going to use for those tutorials. They are also in Blackboard. So today we will first go over, when you open Tableau, this is the first screen that you will get, and it shows you the different connections, that a screen that you can actually get your data sources from. So there is a connection through Excel, through different types like JSON, and even more data types or sources. You can also connect Tableau to a server, MySQL or Oracle, or even more here, as you can see. So this is really one of the features that makes Tableau very powerful. It is one of the few visualization software that are really popular and great and very powerful. So now for us in this tutorial we will use Excel as our source. So I will navigate to the folder where I saved my files in. So those files are provided to you through Blackboard, so you can just go and select them from there. So today we will actually select Global Superstore, which is actually a company that is a global retail chain that sells furniture, office supplies, and technology goods. And this will be really helpful kind of as an example for us to learn more about Tableau. And then you can actually use your own data sets, whether they are health related or non-health related, but this will give us really good grasp, an exercise that would help us how to use Tableau. So the first thing that we will need to do is to navigate through Excel and find the file that we want. So I'll select Global Superstore and click open. Now it should bring us the data connection window. So this is the data connection window, and here, as you can see, the name of the file is provided to us here, Global Superstore. And we can, if we want to rename it, for example, we can just click on this arrow and rename it. And down below you can see all those different sheets in Excel, which are actually treated the same way as we are treating tables in any database, like what we did in Microsoft Access. So in this case we are going to select we can select actually one or multiple. In our case, we will do, in this video, we will select two, and we will be connecting them as if we are working on a database. But so this is another great feature of Tableau. So now we will just drag order and drop it here in the drag sheet here. So I'll just drag order, the orders table, drop it here. As you can see now, it is showing me all the fields in this particular table. So now you can actually rename each of those fields by clicking on this arrow and click rename if you want to. You can even actually change the data type. As you can see here, those icons on the top of each of those fields has an icon. For example, this one, hashtag, refers to numeric or a continuous variable. As you can see here, it is numeric. If it is text, it has ABC. If it has date, then it has this date icon. So you can this one is map, or basically because it's a location, it looks like a map icon. So now you can actually change those. If you happen to see automatically didn't recognize them correctly and you want to change the data type, you can just click on this icon and then select whatever type you want it to select. So you have all of them here. So for us, we will not do any changes for this one, and we will continue. So the next thing that we want to look at is on the top right corner. You will see here connection. We have live connection and we have extract connection. So what do we mean here by live connection? So connecting live actually leaves the data in the database or source file. So in other words, this is best when we want to leverage the high performance databases capabilities. For example, you can get up to the second changes in the data visualization in Tableau. So basically it is live stream. Any changes that happens in the original database will be reflected in your visualizations in Tableau when you are connecting live. However, there might be sometimes some slow experience because of this, especially if you are connected to you're consuming large data sets. So the other option is extract. So in this connection, actually Tableau utilizes its high performance in-memory data engine. So in other words, you will be dealing with the table itself that is already imported into Tableau, so it's not connected live to the database. So it's not gonna slow the database or slow the performance of Tableau. So now we'll just keep it as connected live, and we will continue. And in this case, we want to click on the first sheet tab. So in this case here, I'll click on the first sheet 1. And in this window, you can see the two groups of variables. We have the dimensions and we have the measures. So our variables were divided into two sections. So the dimension sections here actually represents the discrete data types or variables, and the measures here represents those continuous variables or numeric variables such as sales, quantity, and so on. And as you can notice here, we have another variables or fields for geolocation types of fields that came actually as a result of using the city, country, and maybe even if we have a zip code or so. So, but you get the idea here. Those are continuous and those are discrete, or we call them dimensions. So now let's work on one of the examples. Let's work on one of we call it a quick visualization example. This is just kind of to give you a flavor of it, but later on we will go into more detailed examples. So for this case, or for this example, let's double click on sales measures. So now if you double click on the sales measure, you see all the bar graph that shows us the sum or the aggregate sales. So this is an aggregate variable, so we can actually if we want, let's say, to see the sales at a more granular level, then we can actually click on analyze and then uncheck aggregate measures. So now we can see each single circle or each single data point in our data set. So let's say that I'm interested in looking at this data point. I can just right click and say viewpoint. Now it shows me the exact data point for each circle. So now for us, we will just go back and keep the aggregate measures. We will keep it as aggregate measures, and we will also bring the category into our analysis. So I'll just double click on category, and as you can see here now, I have the sum of sales for each of the product categories this company sells. So I can even actually sort them from low to high, from high to low, here from the top bar. Now let me remove the sales variable, and let's say that I'm interested in looking at the total sales for each product. Now I have categories there already here, and I'm interested in looking at the number of records for each category. So I'll just drag it and drop it here under rows. So now you can see that we have the most sales were for office supplies, and then followed by technology and furniture are the least products that were sold. So now let's continue and see if we can actually connect. So let's go back to data source, and now let's say that we are interested in connecting or analyzing data from more than one table. So we have here 3 tables in this data set. So we are interested in actually analyzing data from 2 tables. So I want to also add return as a table to my analysis. I'll just drag it and drop it here. Automatically, as you can see here, let me click on those 2 circles. As you can see here, this is the join. So that's the intersection. Automatically, Tableau recognized that market is a common variable between those 2 tables. So that's how it connected them. So, and automatically by default it gave us the inner join. For us, we are interested in the left join, in which we will list all records from the order table, and we will add those records from the returns table that have matching in the left record. So that's what we will be interested in using this, and then we can just click on close. Now actually we are ready to analyze our data using those 2 tables.